It was a weekend like any other in the sleepy college town of Moscow, Idaho. Students were relaxing, celebrating, living the quiet, normal life of a university campus. But in the early hours of November 13, 2022, that peace would be shattered by a crime so brutal, so targeted, it would defy comprehension. 4 students, roommates, brutally killed in their sleep. There were no forced entry, no struggle visible from outside, and no immediate suspects. The question that paralyzed the nation wasn't how it happened, but who could commit an unthinkable act and vanish without a trace. For weeks, a killer walked among us. Kaylee and Madison, lifelong best friends, inseparable. Xana and Ethan, a loving couple enjoying their lives together. They lived in an off-campus house, the kind of place filled with laughter and the chaos of college life. It was a home, not a fortress. On the night of the 12th, the students had been out, enjoying their Saturday. 2 of them returned home around 1:45 a.m., and the other 2 arrived shortly after. Everything seemed normal, but inside the home, 2 other roommates were asleep, unaware of the horror about to unfold. The stage was set for a nightmare. The discovery was made hours later, initially reported as an unconscious person. What responding officers found was far worse. The scene was chaotic and terrifying. The initial investigation immediately hit a wall. There was no clear motive and no murder weapon. The world was demanding answers, but the police were operating on almost nothing. Except for one crucial thing, the timeline. With 4 students dead, the pressure on the investigators was immense, yet the physical evidence was scarce. No murder weapon, no immediate witness, and no sign of forced entry. It was a perfect crime, almost. But 2 things broke the case wide open. First, a crucial detail was provided by one of the surviving roommates, a terrifying account of seeing a masked man in black clothing walking past them in the house. Second, police discovered a single, tiny but undeniable mistake made by the killer, a sheath for a knife found near one of the victims. And on that sheath, a trace of DNA. Simultaneously, investigators pieced together security footage from the surrounding area. They weren't looking for a person at first, they were looking for a vehicle. The footage revealed a white Hyundai Elantra, seen circling the house multiple times in the minutes leading up to the attack. The combination of the unique DNA and the Elantra led police to one man, Bryan Kohberger. The revelation was stunning. Kohberger was not a disgruntled ex-boyfriend, a student at the University of Idaho, or someone known to the victims. He was a PhD student of criminology at Washington State University, less than 10 miles away. A man who was studying crime theory was now the prime suspect in one of the most brutal crimes in the state's history. The final piece of the puzzle came when they matched the DNA from the knife sheath to DNA taken from trash at Kohberger's family home in Pennsylvania. On December 30, 2022, after a cross-country manhunt, Kohberger was arrested. The quiet college town of Moscow, Idaho, could finally breathe, knowing the unseen killer had been caught. The question now was, why? And what was the horrifying truth behind this criminology student's unthinkable act?